guys, welcome to the Science of Golf Performance show. I'm Alex.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Bobby.
And today we're going to be talking about Tiger's pre-round routine, why it's helpful to have a routine, and how it can help whatever level golfer you are, whatever level athlete you are. So, Bobby, how would a routine help us?
I'm not entirely sure, since I tend to not keep a really good routine, except leaving wrappers in places. So,
Hence why you shot 100 last weekend. But tell us. I'm always interested. Tiger. I think we can talk about a lot of pros, right? But like Tiger has he's just known for like being so routine, having the way he does stuff. What could you learn, Bobby, to break 100?
Well, so I think one of the benefits of having a routine is, something we talk about is we want our golfers, especially our professional players and our high level players, we want them focusing on playing the best golf possible, right? If you can eliminate, minor concerns like, do I have socks, right? Do I have enough balls? Do I have some snacks to eat on the course? What clubs do I need to hit in what order? What's my tee time? Things like that. Then you can just simply focus on playing your best golf and putting all your efforts to scoring well on the course.
So when does the routine, like we say, like, are you talking about like they get to the course in that routine? Or are you talking like before the course?
Oh, way before the course even starts, right? So if hopefully you have an idea of when your tournaments are, right? And you can mark that on your calendar. You'll get tee times, but I think it starts as soon as you get that tee time, because that way you can plan, all right, all the way back to what time do I need to go to bed the night before? What time do I need to get if it's a remote tournament? Where do I need to get to, my hotel? When do I need to get things set up so I can be successful from the moment I wake up that whole day?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that you can kind of, the word routine goes along with the word plan, is having that actionable plan. And you can kind of relate it to a diet. Like if somebody's trying to lose weight, you can't just go into it without a plan. It'll be unsuccessful 99% of the time. If you have the steps to get there way ahead of time, make that plan out. And what we've seen a lot with especially our pros is that when we've been able to sit down, come up with a plan, what they're eating, what their warm-ups are, like you said, when they're going to bed the night before, everything up to that tee time, we see a lot more success in how they come out on the other side.
So what does a routine, like, let's say Bobby is watching this video on the other side, right? Mm-hmm. Like, what sort of stuff should we be incorporating? Like when we talk about like our pro, let's maybe use one of them as an example, or like what are like the top, like the order or the top three things that you always look for in developing those routines?
Mm-hmm. I think the main thing before you go to bed is what time do I need to get up in the morning to set my day up for success, to have enough time to prep my meals or get everything together. Do I need to take a shower? What time's the tee time?
Bobby doesn't shower.
If you shower. How much time do I have? And, block it out minute by minute if you need to until you get to that time where it'll be teeing off. And I think some of the most important things are, obviously we want to perform well. That's our main goal, to have good performance. What's going to set me up for my best performance?
Yeah. That's going to be slightly different for every player, right? So with some that might not be used to eating snacks during their round, right? We can talk about, okay, here's how many calories you're burning when you're out walking 18 holes and you're doing that 3 days in a row, right? It might be, okay, you've got a really tight hip that you need to make sure is loosened up before you start swinging, right? So that might even be before they pick up a club on the range, right? Maybe they have some putting specific drills that they need to build in. So it's going to be different for every player, but you've got, here are your three main concern areas that you've got to work on, and we need to build backwards from that, from your tee time all the way through, you getting to where that tournament is.
I always find it funny to watching like a type A person develop their routine. Like if we work with somebody like not just pros, but like just like the country club guy who wants to win the club championship, right? And you got like your type A guy who's like literally every 5 minutes is mapped out in an Excel spreadsheet and like emailed to you and be like, all right, this is what I'm thinking, and I'm gonna go to bed this time. This is what I'm gonna eat. This is how many ounces of water I'm drinking, and and then you got like your not type A person, right? Who's like, well, not type A.
It might take 20 minutes to get to the course. It might take 30. I'm not sure, but
get there before the tee time.
Exactly.
But I think the cool thing is it doesn't matter like what your personality is. The routine, I think that's to the specifics of the individual. It's going to change for you based on how you operate most effectively. And however you've been successful, whether it's in school, whether it's in the business world, like that kind of tends to carry over, I think, to what we see with the pre-run routines. But I always think of, I think wake up and sleep time is definitely important. That's a simple one to address. I think the hardest one, though, for a lot of people is what if it's like an afternoon tea time? Like, what have you guys seen be successful? Like, I don't know. I'm always curious. I'm like, hey, read a book. Or like the worst case I've seen, you guys tell me the same thing for you, is like the person who's 2 o'clock tea time and they wake up at like 12, right?
I don't know. Who
That's successful
I feel like
for
we're just
some of
talking
us.
about Bobby on the not to do things.
How do you stay in bed that long?
Yeah.
It's very easy to do, not very hard.
Yeah, but I think it's definitely a little more complicated when you get into the later days, because then you have just so much more time to like think about it. How are you going to fill that time where, you're setting yourself up for a good performance. And I think a lot of the pros that we've spoken with are, they're either mapping out the holes that they're going to play, so they have strategy, going into it. They're mapping out minute by minute, kind of maybe doing some meditation, kind of calming themselves down, so they're not amped up the whole time until the afternoon, and then they just crash when they get there. So, good nutrition leading up to it, so you're not loading up on like cereal in the morning or sugar. So you're gonna crash
we were just having this conversation with one of our LPGA girls. Yeah. What'd she have? Churros,
brownies, ice cream,
chocolate sauce.
Yeah.
To dip, I think, the churros and the strawberries.
I'm just telling you, if I had that and I was going out to play, I'd be asleep before I got to the second hole. So
clearly some work to be done in that scenario. But yeah, no, I think if you check out the shorter video, we have an actual outline of like what the specifics. That's kind of, I guess, the more practical element of this week is looking at that. So definitely check that video out if you're looking for like, how do I want to structure it? But I think diet definitely is one of the toughest things on the road. I hear, not just for a tournament, but just for like people on business trips and trying to stay fit for golf and just generally healthy. It's so much easier to just grab something at the fast food place or than to actually plan and do a meal. But any other considerations like you guys would think about, like, or benefits to not be like Bobby?
Yikes. I would say for someone who's not that, I want every minute of my pre-round scheduled out, start with something basic, right? Okay, I'm going to show up 30 minutes before my tee time starts, and I'm just going to start with that, right? Now we've got that step down. All right, let me make sure that I have, a Gatorade and some protein bars in my bag, right? That's kind of the next step. You can build a routine step by step. Don't think if you don't have one right now that you need to build out that minute by minute. Little chunks at a time is going to be
like one thing per round or per week.
Exactly. Yeah, and that'll kind of get you in a better habit of building that routine. So
definitely lots of books on building, lots of small habits building to bigger habit change. We're working with Bobby and just showing up at their actual tee time. But
tee time's it's a general term.
It's more of a guideline.
Yeah, I like guidelines.
Cool. Do you guys have any other considerations we can give people or thoughts on this?
I think we covered pretty much everything.
Yeah, I mean, there's a mini series we did, kind of mapped out an example of this and how you can kind of plan going into your tee time, hour by hour. If you are that type of person that likes, not the type of person like Bobby where you really like things structured. An example of that, there's an example of that in our mini series we did. So check that out.
Yeah, but no, I think it's a good. I think the point to take away is whether I'm extremely type A, Bobby's we're like total opposites, but we both have found success in routines. If his alarm goes off and he can wake up and get to the course in time. But
that's why I like the afternoon tee times.
to work. But I think it definitely can work regardless of the type of person that you are, the type of things that work for you. So, I think that's kind of the main points of today. So, if you like this video, please make sure thumbs up and share it with anybody who shows up late to the golf course and fails to warm up or complains about there being, not good for the first 3 holes or 17 holes. I'm not digging him at all, I promise. But appreciate you guys hanging out with us today. And anything else you guys want to add? Any other digs we want to put?
I was about to say, I think we should just kind of call it at this point. So can have an ego
I'm sure
for
next
the rest of
episode
the time.
Bobby will come after me. But thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you next time.